The war broke a week after I moved, so that was a little surprising.
יש לנו אש פה.
Перед собаки.
Перец — это же попугай.
Why did you make Aliyah and when?
I made Aliyah at the end of September 2023, a week before October 7th. I actually was enrolled in Columbia's post-bac pre-medical program, and it was between my summer and fall semester, and I was on a trip to Israel. And the plan was to continue my studies and to become a doctor in America. And then afterwards, maybe I'd make Aliyah. And I remember on the bus to Tel Aviv, looking out my window and thinking, I never want to leave here. I don't want to wait. And so I unenrolled from Columbia on Frishman Beach. I made Aliyah within the month, and the rest is history.
We made Aliyah in September 2024. One of the most important reasons why we made Aliyah was to help our children to connect with their second home, with the culture, identity, and the unique spirit of Israel.
And aside of this, we definitely think that Israel for us is a country of new possibilities. It's opening to the new world for our children.
I made Aliyah 7 years ago from Toronto, essentially for the fact that I wanted to live a Jewish life in the land of Israel, and I had the opportunity to do so. If my ancestors prayed for it for thousands of years and I had the opportunity to do so, why was I not here already?
What is the most embarrassing ole or ola mistake that you ever made?
Okay, so my most embarrassing ola mistake is really embarrassing. When I was in the army, essentially, I accidentally, because I didn't really understand Hebrew, told my commander that I had some kind of infection when it wasn't the case at all. I just wanted to tell him that my pants were too tight. That's it.
Do you remember like what word you said or like how that happened?
So I said, because I didn't know it was really like my first week and I didn't know how to speak Hebrew. So then I was like, יש לנו אש פה. And then he's like, and he sent me to the doctor the next day. Awkward.
I was in Tiranut, which is in basic training, and you have to take your gun with you everywhere. And common practice is that you put your gun on the side of the wall in the bathroom, you tell everyone to watch over it, and then you do your thing. I come to the bathroom and my gun fell off the wall and the barrel broke in two pieces. And I'm surrounded by these like 17-year-old girls that start freaking out. They were like screaming. It was like late. We weren't even supposed to really be there. So I like took my gun. I ran to like the head, who was like a 22-year-old. And here I am, a 25-year-old, like crying. And he's like, Golda, where's your mekporek? Oh my God. So I run to the bathroom and it's nowhere. But it was my most embarrassing story because I think it really encapsulated the stress and the drama that is basic training. And Israelis in general, they like sweat about the smallest stuff and the biggest things really don't get to them.
In the beginning, I mixed up some products, for example, dairy products. I bought kefir instead of milk and sour cream instead of yogurt. Once at the market, I mixed up the numbers in Hebrew. So I asked for 9
fish, yeah.
9 fish instead of 2 fish.
But basically, we spent nearly a year reading about life in Israel and speaking with our friends. And, well, more or less, we were ready.
What caught you by surprise about life in Israel?
The war broke a week after I moved, so that was a little surprising. But I think what caught me by surprise is a little bit what I elucidated before, which is that Israelis are possibly the most dramatic people about the smallest thing. Like if it's hot, if they have to use the bathroom, like world-ending, life-changing. If there is a siren, a terrorist attack, war, calm, collected, everything is fine. The reason that is because when life gets so tough, you learn to appreciate the small things. That also means that you dramatize them as well.
The most surprising was sort of readiness of everybody around to help. And also, surprisingly easy was to start our own business here. We somehow decided to open a flower shop in Tel Aviv, in Jaffa, near the Gesher Theater. And we opened it after 5 years, 5 months after Aliyah. And it's working now. It's called Cleo Botanica. Please find us. We can deliver. Opening business for new citizens, it turned out to be quite an understandable process. We do it.
I think I was surprised by how really green Israel is. So many beautiful, blooming trees, especially in the spring, and birds singing around us. That's perfect.
Parrots.
I said parrots.
I said parrots.
Parrots, собаки?
Parrots — это же попугаи. Sometimes we're not sure in our English, because it's mixing with Hebrew. It's a total mess.
So what caught me by surprise in Israel is the never-ending roller coaster that feels like you're literally never getting off. It's like this, and you're just like, woo, let's keep going, and extreme highs, extreme lows.
What stereotypes do Israelis have about you as an Ole and as an Olaf from your country?
So Israelis, when I tell them I'm from Canada, they say, oh, what were you doing there? It's so cold. Or oh, people there are very nice. That's kind of like the stereotype that they have. Or they think that like Toronto is like 5 minutes away from Edmonton, which is actually like 5 hours by plane.
I think everyone who's made Aliyah is always asked, why are you here? Like, why would you do that? And I think that is something that Israelis really don't understand. Why would someone move here? Why would someone enlist? Why would someone come to Israel? And that, I think, is why Olim are so amazing, because we understand anti-Semitism. We understand why we need to be here. And so we're able to influence the Israelis around us to really understand how important this homeland is.
We were aware about expectations from previous Aliyah from Russia about the new Aliyah. Well, they think that it was hard for them, and it should be hard for us, for newcomers. But we expect that it shouldn't be so hard, and it isn't so hard that it used to be, because we have translator in our phones, we have Google Maps in our phones. It's very convenient to make Aliyah now. Another point is we actually doesn't bother what people think about us. We want to act like we act. We want to be positive. We want to interact with everybody. We want to,
Live our life.
here.
Yes.
Yes.
How have your views on Israel changed since you made Aliyah?
My views on Israel have definitely changed since I made Aliyah, because I think I had no idea what I was doing before. I was really naive in terms of everything, and I judged a lot of things that after living here, I took a back seat and I said, wait a minute, now I can actually really understand what's going on, and even I can understand it to a certain degree that other Israelis have been here for so long, but it's definitely changed my whole perspective, how I see things and how I live.
Can you give me an example of that first thing, of things where you judged from afar, but when you're here, it's different?
Yeah. So for example, I used to be really critical of Israelis that would leave Israel whenever things would get really tough. And I was like, well, what's going on? We're better than this, we're stronger than this. And then having really lived tough moments and tough situations, you put yourself in a situation where you can't judge them anymore. And you say, oh, I get it now. And they just did what was best for them. And there's really nothing that I can say. Everyone has their own path.
We made Aliyah 9 months ago.
Basically, we didn't have some particular views on Israel, because we understood that whatever picture we have in our heads before Aliyah is wrong. It is something else. Like in any journey which you take, You may study some brochures about the place, but when you come, you see something new, something strange, and something different.
I remember on October 7th being in the communal bomb shelter, and all I was doing between saying that I was Golda and I brought the Mazal of Yom Kippur, I was also apologizing. Like every other word, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for crying. I'm sorry that I'm here. I'm sorry that I'm invading your space. I didn't feel like I was Israeli enough. And now, after almost 2 years, I realized that that in itself is a power. The fact that we always feel like we're not enough actually makes us recognize that we're all family. This like pull and desire to feel more Israeli, in the end, draws us closer to each other and to Israel itself. It's the only country in the world where you could go to Mekolet and you become best friends with the person working behind the counter, become best friends with the person on the bus. And that knowledge that we're all just trying to fit into our family made me feel more like I'm home here.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all the questions.
That's it.
That's it.
That was really quick.
Thank you.